What's going on, my precious gems? Thank you for tuning in to Channel 4. I'm your host, Frosty Cones, as well as your coach of the Austin Aggrons. And here we are with a little bit of a post-commentary, for WSS World Showdown Series Week 3 against Peachy Brothers and the Adelaide Aggrons. And that's right, you guys. We had an Aggrons versus Aggrons showdown. It was pretty fucking crazy, if I do say so myself. And before we get into this replay, I do want you guys to know I am actually very tired, pretty hungover, not gonna lie. But you know what? It's Halloween weekend. Get at me. It is what it is. But today we do have a kind of a scary matchup for us. Against us, we have Victini, Noivern, Mega Altaria, Alamamola, Galvantula, and Miltank. I couldn't find any kind of a sprite or model for Mega Altaria, and I'm sorry. I literally looked on the internet and could not find it. So, way to go, internet. You let me down for once. On our side, we have Azure Flame Kite, the Mega Charizard, Eddie the Hitmontop, 2 Chains, the Suicune, Young Heart, the Metang, Toph, the Lando T, and Sativa, the Gardevoir. And let's go ahead and get straight into the replay. So turn 1, and I'm going to be doing like a couple of pauses. I do have it on really slow, and I'll slow it down. So turn 1, I lead out with Young Heart. He leads out with his Noivern. I kind of wanted to get Rocks up turn 1. I really wasn't expecting the taunt here, but he goes for the taunt, and that prevents my Stealth Rocks, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try to get some damage off. I'm going to go for a Meteor Mash here, and he actually does switch out into the Alamamola, and it's going to tank that up really decently because water resist steel. Alamamola has a lot of HP, and it can be built very defensive. And he does reveal that he has the Rocky Helmet, and I really want to preserve Young Heart for getting Stealth Rocks up because it's going to be very beneficial to my team. So I switch into 2 Chains, and he's going to go straight into the knockoff, and I was kind of expecting that. I'm sure it was like a Heal Bell, Wish, knockoff Toxic Set or something like that, or Scald. But he does knock off my Chesto Berry. That's actually the least useful item that I have on my team, so that's why I was okay with losing the Chesto. But I do go for the Calm Mind because I feel like I'm not afraid to, you know, take a stand and start setting up in front of them. Like, nothing is really going to appreciate a fully set up Suicune, and I can definitely outstall this thing, but I just need to get enough damage off on it to be able to keep going. So he does go for the Wish, and I'm racking up some toxic damage, and it's still kind of looking in for my favor, but I really want to try and get a Scald burn off. So I believe I fire off another Scald here if I don't set up, that is. Yeah, I fire off another Scald, and he does go into his Miltank, which is going to just eat all that HP back up from the Wish from Alamamola. Again, it has a lot of HP, and when you Wish pass to another Pokemon, it gets half of the Pokemon that Wish HP. So I switch into Eddie because I'm pretty sure this thing is going to go for Stealth Rocks, or he's going to go for some kind of move that I will definitely be able to tank, and I can get an Intimidate drop off. So he does go into the Stealth Rocks, and here I'm like, okay, well, I just want to Rapid Spin these away. I really don't want to have the Switch Initiative taken away from me, and here he does bring out that Alamamola, which is a huge problem. I don't want to lose my Assault Vest because Galvantula and Noivern and potentially Altaria being special attackers. He does double after I switch into Suicune. He doubles out, and here I'm thinking that this is a pretty nice matchup, but I'm also predicting the Bolt Strike. So I switch into Lando just to get the Intimidate drop, just in case. Even if he goes for a V-Create, we're still going to tank that. But he does go for the Bolt Strike, and we soak it nice and clean. And at this point, I'm thinking, all right, so he switches out. He's got to be Choice Scarf, or he's got to be Choice Bandit or something. And I'm thinking, well, I'm here to go for a knockoff because I'm expecting that Alamamola to come back out. I mean, he is water type. He does have that type advantage on me along with the tankiness. So we are able to knock off the Rocky Helmet, which is going to be a big help later on in the game. And this is a long battle. This is a really long ass battle. I hope you guys understand that. It's like 55 turns or something. But Alamamola does go for the knockoff on what was my Lando, and I switched into Suicune. but I'm not too worried about it. And here I'm free. I predicted the switch, and I was pretty free to go for a rest just because I needed to get some HP back. I needed to get rid of the Toxic, but he does go out into Sputterman, the Galvantula, and I'm thinking here is Reinhardt or Youngheart's chance to go ahead and get some rocks up. I believe he was predicting Lando to come out, so he went for the HP Ice, and look at that damage that Youngheart took. Youngheart actually did a great job in his first battle here in the WSS. And we go get the Stealth Rocks up. Galvantula does get the Paralyze off with the Thunder, but at this point, like I said, he has no way of removing his rocks, and Youngheart has definitely done his job well in this battle. He did exactly what he needed to do. I really wanted to get a Toxic off, but it is what it is. What it ain't is what it could be, but it do. And here, at this point, I'm thinking I'm free to click Stealth Rocks on anything that he switches into. If he wants to go into Victini, go for Glaciate. If he wants to go into Noivern and go for whatever, I am free to click Stealth Rock, Stone Edge on anything on his team. So he does go back into this fat-ass fish, Alamomola, and I hate Alamomola with a passion. I do want to know, oh, I guess it doesn't show me the what's a doohickey, the ability, but I'm pretty sure this thing was Regenerator, and he goes for the Wish, and I keep trying to go to switch into Suicune to burn off sleep turns, but it's just not really working out in my favor. So he Wish passes into his Altaria. I switch into Sativa, my Gardevoir, and here I'm kind of free to click Moonblast on literally anything on his team, except for Victini. Victini does resist it, but again, he's going to be coming into rocks. He does go into the Alamomola, and I get to fire off 2 Moonblasts to 2-hit KO that thing, and that is a lot of stress taken off of me. And here we do see Path Leader, the Victini, come out. I wasn't too sure what he wanted to do. I'm sure he was probably going to go for like a Glaciate, probably predicting my Lando to come back out, you know, for Bolt Strike or V-Create. So he does go for the Glaciate, in fact, and I switched into Azure Flame Kite to tank that up. And here I'm like, well, what can I exactly do to this thing? So I Mega Evolve. I wanted to get some kind of damage off. I thought he was choiced, and he did a pretty good job at covering that up. But I'm pretty sure he was Expert Belt. But he goes into his Miltank, and I'm predicting the T-Wave because that's pretty standard on a Miltank. So I switch into Toph, and we get some Stealth Rocks off, and I'm like, fuck. Well, I don't know what to do. We're running low on PP on Stone Edge, and this thing is just so fat. So I want to switch into 2 Chains again, try to burn off some sleep, and he does follow up with the Stealth Rocks to try and wear down my team a little bit. Here I am able to burn 1 turn off, and I think, oh man, well, we're going to be in a Peachy situation, and I'm expecting him to expect me to go into Lando yet again, so I stay in, and he goes for the Glaciate. I soak that up, and we're able to burn off those 2 turns of sleep that Rest gives us, and in the next turn, and he's still going for Glaciate, so I'm still thinking he's choiced, but here I do go for the Calm Mind, thinking that it is my time to set up, and I'm not too scared, but then he goes for Bolt Strike, and I'm like, fuck, he's Expert Belt. So he goes for Bolt Strike, get this, he goes for Bolt Strike, gets the Paralyze off on me, and then I'm fully paralyzed and I can't move, and I'm like, well, this is just my typical luck in Pokemon. Well, here we go. So we do lose 2 Chains, but at this point in the game, 2 Chains wasn't that important, he wasn't that crucial. We didn't really have anything that we really needed 2 Chains for, but I do go into Eddie, our Hitmontop here. He is able to tank up that Zen Headbutt super nicely thanks to the Intimidate drop, and he goes into his Altaria here, and I'm like, alright, well, I really don't have a reason to switch out or try to preserve Eddie. I'm going to try to Rapid Spin. He's probably going to Dragon Dance here, which he does, and I take our rocks off, and I'm like, okay, well, this is getting really scary because now we have a +1 attack, +1 speed Altaria in our face. So I wanna pivot into Toph to get an Intimidate drop off. He goes for a second Dragon Dance, in fact, and after bringing out Toph, he does switch out. I don't know how strong Mega Altaria gets at +1, let alone +2, but here I'm thinking, you know what, he's only got one flyer at this point in the game, so I'm gonna click Earthquake no matter what. Stone Edge hasn't been doing me that well, and he does go into his Noivern. I'm gonna slow it down here. And as you can see, Eddie comes out and dodges a Hurricane. I'm like, holy shit, Eddie. Well, keep it up. And I'm going for Mach Punch after Mach Punch after Mach Punch. And he misses a second Hurricane. I'm like, holy shit. This could not be me playing this game right now. Like, I do not have this kind of luck. I have zero luck in Pokemon, and this is happening. And he dodges a third Hurricane in a row. And I'm like, holy shit, Eddie, you have done your job. So he was able to get what, 3 Mach Punches off, 3 or 4 free Mach Punches off, and until Batwing finally does land that Hurricane and take out Eddie. And I'm like, yo, Hitmontop is gotta be the MVP on my team right now. Hitmontop and our Gardevoir, which you guys will soon see, were definitely the MVPs of this battle. I do go into top because I want to get a Stone Edge off, but I'm starting to run low on PP. I believe this is my 3rd or 4th Stone Edge, and he goes into his Miltank, and this thing is a problem and a half. This thing is a major problem because I don't know what his 4th move was. I did go into Charizard predicting Stealth Rocks or a Milk Drink or something, but he does get Paralyzed off, which sucks, and I'm able to get a Dragon Dance off after he Milk Drinks, and I'm thinking like, okay, well maybe we can keep setting up and do some real damage and do some like really good damage. So I get another D Dance up. He does go into his Mega Altaria, and I'm like, fuck, this is a problem. He goes for the Roost, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna click Flare Blitz. That's the move I was running instead of Earthquake this time, and it does hella damage. And at this point, it's like he has no choice but to attack, because Flare Blitz is gonna do a lot of damage no matter what. So it's down to 2-3, and I'm getting really stressed out. And I am able to get the Stone Edge off on Altaria. I didn't miss a single Stone Edge in this battle. I am blessed. I am truly blessed. So I'm locked in. I don't exactly want to go into my Gardevoir just yet, and I want to try to get maybe 1 or 2 crits off on this Miltank here. I guess he predicts the switch into Gardevoir, and like I said, I didn't really want to switch into it just because of the T-Wave just yet, but I am able to get some Stone Edges off. Still haven't missed a single one, and I get a crit. I get a fucking crit, which is awesome. Of course, it's not going to really do too much, but he goes for the counter, and of course, on the turn that I get a crit is the turn that he clicks counter, and that was his 4th move, and that was a really good play on his end. I was really impressed by that. But we're down to our last Mon, and things aren't looking too good. He does get the T-Wave off. I'm fully paralyzed, and I'm like, I just need to click Moonblast like a good 2 or 3 times, and I will win. I just need to click Moonblast. So he goes for the Milk Drink. I click Moonblast, and we land it, and things are looking good. Things are looking really tight, super tight. He gets Stealth Rocks off because he can't really do anything to me at this point. But I'm fucking paralyzed, and I'm like, all right, this is not good. This is not good at all. He goes for the Milk Drink, and I am able to take it out with a crit. The crit did not matter. I'm pretty sure the crit did not matter, but we are able to get the Miltank out of the way, and it is down to the wire. We have a Noivern at 14% against Sativa, and he lands the Hurricane, gets a good amount of damage off, but I'm fully paralyzed, and I'm like, no, do not do this to me. Do not take this win from me. And so he lands his 2nd Hurricane in a row, and this is my 2nd fully paralyzed in a row, and I'm like, my fucking god. And when the stops are pulled out, we came through with a W by dodging a Hurricane and landing the Moonblast, breaking through that paralyze, landing the Moonblast, and that gives us a 3-0 streak. We're on a win streak, you guys, in the WSS. We're starting this season off strong, and I believe there are 4 or 5 more weeks in just like the regular, I guess, before like playoffs or any kind of like semifinals or anything like that. But yeah, this was like, at this point, I was literally like jumping and screaming out of my chair and just like going batshit crazy, all puns intended. And oh man, it was a nice hacksy, I say nice hacksy battle, but I mean, he missed like 4 hurricanes in a row. I got paralyzed 3 times in a row. I got same turn para on my Suicune, and man, it was just a hella hacksy battle. And I hate when I get wins or even losses that way, but it's the game, and I would definitely be a lot more upset if I would have lost. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, it's just stupid. There's a reason why Pokemon is not competitive, you guys. But that does wrap up today's video and today's battle against the Pichu brothers. Definitely be sure to go ahead and show him some love. Show those Adelaide Aggrons some love. Check out the video on his end, or check out the battle on his end. Subscribe to his channel, all that good stuff. He's a cool dude, pretty funny. And yeah, but I think with all that being said, if you guys liked today's battle and you enjoyed it, then definitely be sure to like the video, comment what you thought about it, if you would have done anything differently, or maybe if you would have brought a different one of my mons onto the squad. You can always check out the draft analysis video if you ever want to check that out, see who our full squadron is available for us here in the WSS. But I'm going to stop rambling and get out of here. So thank you guys for tuning in to Channel 4. I'm your host, Frosty Cones, and I'm signing off. Peace.